At its core, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is a Musou game featuring Zelda characters. The frantic hack-and-slash combat remains highly satisfying, and the inclusion of Link and other familiar faces only enhances the experience. While the story is occasionally weak, the game offers plenty of replayability and variation due to its large cast of playable characters. Alternatively, the definitive edition of the original Hyrule Warriors game includes significantly more characters and can often be found at a lower price. Though it also suffers from some storytelling issues, it focuses on delivering a solid and enjoyable hack-and-slash experience, much like its successor. Besides The Last of Us 2, few 2020 games garnered as many Game of the Year awards as Hades. Supergiant Games' mythology-inspired roguelike is one of the most unique and enjoyable games of the current decade. Players step into the shoes of Zagreus, Hades' son, and attempt to escape the underworld to reach Mount Olympus. Utilizing a hack-and-slash combat system, they'll battle gods and mythical creatures, evoking a sense of familiarity with Sony's God of War series in certain aspects.
See that, Aegis?
You ready?
Those who love Musou games but aren't particularly fond of the Zelda franchise should consider Fire Emblem Warriors. Like the Hyrule Warriors games, it was developed by Omega Force and Team Ninja, offering a Dynasty Warriors-style experience. This time, however, Fire Emblem characters take the place of Hyrule's finest. Of course, some may prefer going straight to the source, which is not a bad idea. Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires runs smoothly on Switch, featuring the same frantic hack-and-slash combat as the aforementioned Warriors games, while also providing intriguing insights into Chinese history and folklore.
Take this! One more!
Most people know Shulk from his appearances in the Smash Bros. Games, but his video game debut was actually over a decade ago in Xenoblade Chronicles for the Nintendo Wii. Calling it a hidden gem might be an understatement, as while many have played it, a game of this quality deserves even more recognition. Thanks to the release of Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, this is slowly changing, with more people discovering the joys of the Xeno franchise. The definitive in the title isn't an exaggeration either, with improvements made across the board. It's more action RPG than hack and slash, but the combat is just as satisfying as if it were purely the latter. Astral Chain blends elements from various genres, and while they don't always mesh seamlessly, they often work incredibly well. The combat is well refined, the story is solid, and the light RPG mechanics complement the action-adventure dynamic that Platinum Games aimed for, rather than clashing with it. Due to the heavily stylized graphics, there are few visual similarities between Astral Chain and God of War, and the hack-and-slash combat is quite different as well. However, one consistent aspect across both series is the satisfaction gained from executing an effective and stylish combination of attacks. Despite not having the most advanced hardware, the Nintendo Switch can still handle the excellent AAA games on other consoles. Diablo 3, which was first released for PC in 2012, runs smoothly on Switch. This game features hack-and-slash gameplay and allows players to create characters from 7 different classes. Some users even describe Diablo 3 as an outstanding hack-and-slash game on Switch and even call it the best version. Diablo 3 received rave reviews upon its release, particularly for its extensive new skill system that encourages customization and experimentation.
I don't have enough arcane power.
For as good as Astral Chain is, it doesn't quite match the excitement of one of Platinum Games' earlier IPs, Bayonetta. Initially released as a multi-platform series before becoming a Nintendo exclusive, Bayonetta offers some of the finest hack-and-slash combat of the past few decades and runs exceptionally well on the Switch. While other ports of the first game might be superior due to their 4K resolution support, the Switch port of Bayonetta 2 is undeniably the definitive version. This is partly because the only other console it was released on was the Wii U. While the game introduces enhancements, they aren't so drastic as to alienate fans of its predecessor. Instead, it boasts an elevated feel and refined art direction. The popular dungeon crawler RPG Torchlight 2 is also available on Nintendo's handheld console. Torchlight 2 allows players to choose from 4 different classes, each with different skills and abilities. Players can play as Engineer, Outlander, Berserker, or Ember Mage. Users are encouraging Switch players to check out Torchlight 2, noting that the game offers a lot of variety. For example, players can switch between swords and shields or flintlock pistols, depending on their preferred play style. Due to its incredible skill design and gameplay, Torchlight 2 received high scores on Metacritic. Attack on Titan is one of the more accessible anime thanks to its straightforward plot and thrilling action scenes. The first few hours are particularly impressive, and Attack on Titan 2 does an excellent job of capturing that initial energy and excitement. Fans of taking down overpowered gods with Kratos will likely enjoy decimating the gigantic and grotesque Titans, especially with the game's buttery smooth combat. While the art style may not appeal to everyone, those who can look past it will find much to love about the game. Darksiders Genesis doesn't aim for groundbreaking innovation. Instead, developer Airship Syndicate adheres to the classic hack-and-slash formula. Despite this, it remains an excellent game, excelling in what it sets out to do. For those seeking a game rich in fantastic combat and occasional puzzles, Darksiders Genesis delivers a highly enjoyable experience, especially in co-op mode. The co-op combat is immensely satisfying, with plenty of enemies for 2 players to take on. Though its 15-hour length may be brief for some, and the overhead camera occasionally frustrating, the well-implemented combat mechanics make up for these shortcomings.
It's a long story.
God Eater the Third of may not seem like a hack-and-slash game at first due to its extensive RPG mechanics. However, once these are peeled back, players will discover a combat system designed around one key principle: fun. This word aptly describes the game on many levels, despite its flaws. The primary issue is its mediocre story, but its fantastic combat and challenging difficulty more than compensate for this. When it comes to battling and devouring gods, or Aragami as they are called in-game, no series does it better.
Unstable. It's working! Oracle response weakening. It's almost finished!
Keep it up!
Don't rely. Area confirmed secure.